Welcome to Echoes of Time, where the past is never truly lost. Today, we're diving deep into history's most tantalizing mysteries, 10 legendary lost treasures that have baffled experts and inspired adventurers for centuries. From hidden gold and priceless artifacts to entire rooms made of amber, these treasures have vanished without a trace, leaving behind a legacy of secrets and speculation. So, grab your gear and get ready. Our journey into the unknown begins now. First on our list is the legendary Amber Room, a breathtaking masterpiece often called the eighth wonder of the world. Imagine an entire chamber, its walls adorned with intricate mosaics of amber panels. Originally constructed in the 18th century for Prussian royalty, for nearly 2 centuries, it dazzled visitors at the Catherine Palace near St. Petersburg. But its fate took a dark turn during World War II. When German forces invaded, they disassembled the room, packed it into 27 crates, and shipped it to Königsberg Castle, and then it vanished. As the war came to a chaotic end, the crates disappeared from the historical record. What happened to this priceless treasure? Theories abound. Some researchers believe it was loaded onto a ship that was sunk by a Soviet submarine in the Baltic Sea. Others are convinced it's buried in a secret. There are even whispers that it was destroyed in the Allied bombing of Königsberg. With an estimated value today of over $500 million, the Amber Room remains one of the most sought-after lost treasures in the world, a symbol of unparalleled artistry lost to the fog of war. Next, we journey across the Atlantic to a small, wind-swept island off the coast of Nova Scotia, Canada, Oak Island. For more than 2 centuries, this place has been the epicenter of one of history's most baffling and expensive treasure hunts. It all started in 1795 when a young man discovered a circular depression in the ground beneath an old oak tree. As he and his friends began to dig, they found layers of oak logs every 10 feet down. This strange discovery sparked a treasure fever that has never died down. Over the years, countless expeditions have poured millions of dollars into excavating the island, uncovering a complex network of man-made tunnels, mysterious stone carvings, and ingenious booby traps designed to flood the shafts with seawater. What could possibly be buried here that's worth so much effort and risk? Theories range from pirate gold belonging to Blackbeard or Captain Kidd, to the lost jewels of Marie Antoinette, to even the secrets of the Knights Templar or the Holy Grail itself. Despite modern technology and relentless determination, the main prize remains elusive, forever guarded by the island's enigmatic and deadly design. Oak Island's mystery isn't just about what's buried, it's about the relentless human spirit that refuses to give up the search. From a mysterious island to the open seas, our third treasure belongs to one of the most infamous pirates in history, Captain William Kidd. Hanged for piracy in London in 1701, Captain Kidd went to his grave insisting he was a privateer, not a pirate, and that he had hidden vast amounts of treasure. He even offered to reveal its location in exchange for his life, but his offer was refused. Kidd famously declared he had buried treasure worth millions, scattered across various locations from the Caribbean all the way up the east coast of North America. To this day, only one small chest of his loot has ever been officially recovered, found on Gardiner's Island, New York, shortly before his execution. But that was just a fraction of his reported wealth. The rest, chests overflowing with gold, silver, and jewels, has never resurfaced. For centuries, treasure hunters have followed faded maps, deciphered cryptic clues, and chased down local legends. His story fuels the classic image of a pirate burying his treasure and leaving a map marked with an XU. Somewhere out there, perhaps on a forgotten beach or a secluded island, a pirate's fortune could still be waiting. Now we travel back in time to the fall of the mighty Aztec Empire. Our fourth lost treasure is the legendary gold of Montezuma. In 1521, after a brutal siege, the Spanish conquistador Hernán Cortés conquered the Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan. But when he and his men went to collect the empire's vast wealth, they found that much of it was gone. Thousands of tons of gold, intricate jewelry, and sacred artifacts had simply vanished. According to legend, as the city was about to fall, Aztec warriors, loyal to their captured Emperor Montezuma, worked frantically to hide their riches. They are said to have smuggled the treasure out of the city under the cover of darkness. Where did it go? One popular story claims they dumped it into the deep waters of Lake Texcoco to keep it from the invaders. Another legend insists it was carried far to the north, eventually ending up hidden in the canyons and caves of what is now Utah in the United States. Despite centuries of searching, from draining lakes to exploring remote desert cliffs, not a single piece of Montezuma's primary lost treasure has ever been found. It remains a powerful symbol of Aztec resistance and one of the greatest lost fortunes of the Americas. Our fifth mystery takes us to the final chaotic days of the American Civil War. As the Confederacy faced imminent defeat in 1865, its government fled the capital of Richmond, Virginia, carrying what remained of its treasury. This massive cache of gold, silver, and coins, worth millions of dollars at the time, was meant to fund a new government or continue the fight from elsewhere. But somewhere along the desperate retreat south, the Confederate gold disappeared. The official records are murky, and the treasure's trail goes cold. Some accounts suggest that the officials in charge, fearing capture by Union troops, decided to hide it. One popular theory is that it was buried in Danville, Virginia, or along the Georgia-South Carolina border. Another story claims it was deliberately divided and entrusted to loyal citizens, who were sworn to secrecy. Others believe it was simply looted by desperate soldiers or opportunistic bandits along the way. For over 150 years, people have scoured fields, dug up riverbanks, and dived into lakes, all searching for this lost piece of American history. Its value today would be astronomical, but the Confederate gold remains as elusive as the cause it was meant to save. Next, we seek the final resting place of one of history's most powerful rulers, Genghis Khan. In the 13th century, he forged the largest contiguous land empire the world has ever seen. When he died in 1227, he was buried in a secret, unmarked grave, taking with him unimaginable wealth plundered from conquered nations. The location of his tomb is perhaps history's most closely guarded secret. According to legend, his funeral procession killed everyone and everything they encountered on their journey to ensure the location remained hidden. After the tomb was sealed, the soldiers who built it were executed, and then the soldiers who executed them were also killed. To further conceal the site, it's said that 1,000 horses were stampeded over the grave to obliterate any trace, and a river was diverted to flow over it. For centuries, explorers and archaeologists have dreamed of finding it. If discovered, it would undoubtedly be one of the most significant and valuable archaeological finds in human history, containing not just immense riches, but priceless historical artifacts from a vast empire. Yet, out of respect for his wishes and national tradition, the search for his tomb is restricted in modern Mongolia, preserving the final mystery of the Great Khan. Our seventh treasure takes us deep into the Amazon rainforest, in search of a mythical lost city of gold, Paititi. But legends say that the Inca managed to hide a significant portion of their treasure. They supposedly transported it to a secret city, a final refuge hidden deep within the treacherous jungle known as Paititi. This wasn't just a stash of gold. It was said to be a thriving city filled with gold statues, ceremonial objects, and the accumulated wealth of the entire Inca civilization. For centuries, Paititi has been the holy grail for explorers and adventurers. Many have ventured into the dense, unforgiving Amazon in search of it, following ancient maps and local rumors. Some returned empty-handed, while others tragically vanished, swallowed by the jungle. Is Paititi real? In recent years, satellite imagery and archaeological surveys have revealed tantalizing clues. Pyramids, ancient roads, and settlements in previously unexplored parts of Peru and Brazil. The dream of finding an entire city of gold, untouched for 500 years, continues to drive the search for Paititi. Next, we plunge beneath the waves to find a legendary shipwreck. In 1511, the Flor de la Mar, or Flower of the Sea, was the pride of the Portuguese fleet. This massive ship was returning from the conquest of Malacca in modern-day Malaysia, loaded down with the largest single treasure trove ever carried by a Portuguese vessel. The cargo included over 60 tons of gold, tribute from the King of Siam, and chests filled with countless diamonds, rubies, and sapphires. It was a fortune beyond imagination. But as the ship sailed through the Strait of Malacca, it was caught in a violent storm. The heavily laden vessel was torn apart and sank, taking its immense treasure and most of its crew down to the seabed. The ship's captain, Afonso de Albuquerque, barely survived. Despite numerous attempts to locate the wreck over the centuries, the Flor de la Mar has never been found. The shifting sands of the seafloor, strong currents, and inaccurate historical records have kept its location a secret. It remains the ultimate prize for marine treasure hunters, a ghost ship guarding a king's ransom somewhere off the coast of Sumatra. Our ninth mystery is a classic whodunit straight out of a detective novel. In 1907, just days before a royal visit from King Edward VII, the Irish crown jewels vanished from Dublin Castle. The jewels, which included a diamond-encrusted star and badge of the Order of St. Patrick, were not ancient royal heirlooms, but were incredibly valuable and symbolic. They were stored in a safe, inside a library, inside a heavily guarded castle. Yet, on the morning of July 6th, they were gone. There was no sign of a break-in. The safe was unlocked, and the library door hadn't been forced. It was as if they had simply evaporated. The investigation caused a massive scandal, but turned up no suspects and no jewels. Theories swirled. Was it an inside job by someone with a key? A political statement by Irish nationalists ahead of the king's visit? Or was it connected to the scandalous private lives of some of the officials in charge? Over a century later, the case remains officially unsolved. The Irish crown jewels have never been seen again, their disappearance one of the most audacious and perplexing thefts in modern history. Finally, we close with a mystery born from the ashes of World War II, the legendary Nazi gold train. In the spring of 1945, as the Soviet army closed in on Berlin, it's believed the Nazis frantically tried to move stolen wealth and art to safer locations. According to local folklore in Lower Silesia, Poland, a heavily armored German train, laden with up to 300 tons of gold, jewels, and priceless masterpieces, left the city of Wrocław and headed towards the mountains. It entered a secret network of tunnels near Wałbrzych Castle and was never seen again. The legend claims that as the war ended, the Nazis collapsed the tunnel entrances, sealing the train and its fortune deep inside the mountain. For decades, this story was dismissed as a local myth. But in 2015, two amateur explorers claimed they had found the train's location using ground-penetrating radar, sparking a global media frenzy. While the official excavation that followed found no evidence of a train, the legend persists. Many still believe the gold train is out there, waiting in a forgotten tunnel, a final buried secret of the Third Reich. From sunken ships to buried cities and vanished jewels, these 10 lost treasures continue to capture our imagination. They represent not just unimaginable wealth, but also the enduring power of mystery and the human desire for discovery. Some may have been destroyed by time, while others might still be waiting, just beneath the surface, for the right person to uncover them. What do you think? Which of these legendary treasures do you believe is still out there, waiting to be found? Let me know your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and join us again here on Echoes of Time, where the past lives on. Thanks for watching.